Hello guys, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Are you guys there? Hey, hey, hey. Can you guys hear me? Can you comment and let me know if you can hear me? Let's see. Hi, Sherry. You know I always get your name mixed up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you comment and let me know if you can hear me? I'm watching myself and I can't hear me. We're going to allow a few more moments for individuals to recognize that I'm live and to get logged in and to comment your name and where you're coming, or excuse me, where you're viewing from. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't want to be before you all too long this evening. As I've got a lot of information to cover in just a little bit of time. So I want to get right into it. But first, I want to make sure that everybody can see me and can hear me. You can hear me. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you could do me a favor as you're coming in, go ahead, like this video, love this video, share this video with someone that you think would be it would be beneficial to viewing. I mean, everything that I do is beneficial to viewing, right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Gonna give it a few more minutes before I go and get in. How's everybody doing today? How is everybody? Guys are a little quiet. I know it's a Friday, but anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and get started. And then as people join in, we'll just welcome them in. And of course, you can always watch the playback. So with that being said, hey guys, hey y'all. I know it has been a while since I've gone live. It's been quite some time since I've gone live, and I'm excited for the information that I have to share with you all. There's a lot of information to get into. There's a ton of information to get into. So before I get into all of that and start rambling, let me first say thank you for watching and viewing with me tonight. I know for most people on a Friday night, that's, kicking it time. So I appreciate you taking this time out to spend your Friday evening with me. And also, if you're watching the replay, I still thank you for watching as well. You can go ahead and like the post, share it, and just let everybody know that we're here and we're live, okay? All right, so the title of tonight's course is, are you the kind of woman that a real man deserves? Now, this is not to step on anybody's toes, but what it is to bring awareness. And let me just go back. About a couple of days ago, I published a blog entitled, "Society Hates a Masculine Black Man, and So Do Some Black Women." Now, I know I'm going to give y'all a little bit of time to take that in, let that soak in. I'm going to drink me a little bit of tea because that's the tea on that, right? All right, so now, before you guys go chopping my head off, let me explain. So, first of all, where this kind of stemmed from is just based off of my own experiences, some of my girlfriends' experiences, and even some of my male friends, just sharing their feedback and having the conversation about the disconnect between the men and the female, primarily the African American male and female. Now, what I mean by that, let me just put this disclaimer out here. I have a pretty large brand, an international brand, so there is nobody that my brand is not for. But I have to be transparent and I have to be honest about tonight's class. And just so you're aware, there are 2 additional classes in addition to this one that we're going to go ahead and get into this over the course of the weekend. So we have tonight's class, we'll have a class on tomorrow, and then we're also going to have another course or class on this Sunday as well. So we've got our work cut out for us. But what really sparked that is just, or let me get back to my disclaimer. The disclaimer is that we all can see this melanin, this bright almondy vanilla caramel melanin, right? So that's that's my background. That's my heritage. That's my culture. Those are my people. And so that's directly who this message is for, the African American community and the women. And I'm going to tell you why. When I look at the structure of families all across the world, in my experience and what I've seen, And by all means, this is interactive, so leave comments, share your thoughts, your perspectives with me. This is a discussion. But in my experience, I've found that the Black family, we're struggling. We are lacking structure, we're lacking guidance, we're lacking direction, we're struggling. And I had to really take a look at self and figure out, how am I contributing to this lack of communication? And this isn't a one thing. This isn't a one person thing. This is an issue as a community overall. And what I've learned is, in our families, when the structure is broken in the families, in the African American families, the structure tends to be broken within the African American communities. Okay, and thus it diminishes our presence in the world overall. And so that's really my concern, to really get back to the healing. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you understand, or you should know, that my brand's purpose is to heal and to bring awareness and to enlighten. And I can only heal the things that I've gone through based on my experiences and what I've learned and what I've studied. As you can see behind me, there's so many books and things that I'm always reading and studying and feeding my mind new information. And during that research and that studying, I realized that a lot of us Black women don't really know who we are at our true core. There are a lot of different factors in that. And before I continue with this point, if you have not read the blog, I strongly encourage you to go and read it. All of the feedback that I've gotten thus far has been, surprisingly, has been really, really great. I wrestled with that blog. The content, I know, was a little bit in your face. I know it was something different that, we're not really used to, especially in a time where everybody's kind of, or a lot of people, I shouldn't say everybody, I don't want to speak in absolutes, but where it just tends to be a situation where we're just ready, we're just ready to accept whatever label society gives us and what they tell us a real woman is or what a real man is. And in order for me to really get to the root of all of that, I had to go back to really where the African American, or the African descendants rather, I had to go back to how they used to do things. Because I recognized that there was structure. Now, of course, without making this too political or too historical or any of that controversy, I really wanted to, hi Shanice, welcome. Make sure that as you're logging in and you're speaking, that you let us know where you're viewing from, okay? I would greatly appreciate that. And so back to my point, we got to get back to the origin of where it all stemmed from. I can't get into all of that in this hour of time that we have together, but what I will invite you to do again is go back and read the blog. Before we end this discussion, I'll go ahead and try and pin it in the comments, so when you're done with this course, with this discussion tonight, you can go in and view the blog for yourself. And if you have notes or a pen or something to write with, I do encourage you to take notes, especially if you are planning to go back and read that blog, just so you can kind of compare, make sure that I was on point, make sure that you really got it, because it's going to aid us in our further discussions throughout the course of this weekend. And then also, I do invite you to stay tuned, stay with me. Again, I'm not going to be before you long. Like I said, I've got quite a bit of information to cover in just a little bit of time, and it is Friday, and I still want you guys to enjoy your evening. So what I will say about that is, go read the blog. Okay, now again, I'm kind of mumbling and going all in circles here, so let me get to my notes. That keeps me on track. So again, the topic tonight is, are you the kind of woman that a real man deserves? Now, I know a lot of us have our perceptions, again, based on our experiences and what we were taught, and everything that we know innately. We have different perspectives of what a real man is. Okay, and that's understood. That's quite understood, especially in 2018. We've kind of gotten away from authenticity and realness, and really getting to a place of our authentic selves. And that's sad that we have to get to our authentic selves. We were created as our authentic selves. We were born as our authentic selves. So to have to return there lets you know that there's some limiting there's some limiting beliefs and thought patterns that we really got to get to the core of, in order that we're able to abstract those thoughts and those principles and those ideas that have propelled us into this now place that we're in. And again, if you've watched TV, or if you've been out socially, or even had conversations with individuals close to you, I'm sure in your conversations, the topic has come up of the disconnect between the male and the female, or the man and the woman, the black man and the black woman. And it may not come out directly in those words, but it may come out in, there are no good men out here. Every man is a dog, or all of these, I need a strong man to handle me. I'm a strong woman, so I need a strong man to handle me. You can be strong all you want, but is it in alignment with who you are? Because you have to understand our authentic selves were created to serve a purpose in this world that is so much bigger and grandiose than we are as individuals. I'm a big believer in unity, in marriage, in matrimony, and I don't speak to that from a religious place, but from a place of understanding, again, the structure of the black family and repairing that and rebuilding that. There is a passage in the blog that I've been talking about since we've gotten on this live that specifically speaks to the conditioning of the black female in order that we have ended up here where we are today in today's society. And without giving too much away from the blog, I really want you all to go back and pay attention to that and get that for yourselves, because it's powerful. So that being said, who we believe ourselves to be as women, and from how we should be to how we should look and how we should conduct ourselves based on what we've been conditioned and taught to be, we need to correct that. You'll want to go back and really take a look at that blog, because it's going to break down the systematic conditioning and the structuring and all of that, and how there was a plan devised to really dismantle the black family. Okay. And it may not be in your face today if you don't know, if you're not knowledgeable of that information, if you don't have that particular information or that resource to understand that we were not, again, if you really want to take it back to the beginning, we are not in our native land, number one. Again, I'm speaking to my black female audience, okay? Anybody that's watching, you're welcome to watch, whether you're watching live with me now or if you're watching the replay. You're welcome to watch and get insight and share your insight and perspective. But again, I'm speaking primarily to my sisters, not with an ER at the end, but an A and an H, sisters, because it is within our community that I see the most brokenness. You know, I see it's just discord, and we got to get to the root of it, okay? As women, it's time to really, really get our shit together. And I know that may be a little hard to hear, but it's a real thing to hear. And the time is now to get it together. There are too many of us that are beautiful, talented, that have so much to bring and so much to offer. But yet we're not happy. Yet we're not enjoying the experiences of our counterpart, the black man. So in order that we do that, we need to get back to the drawing board. And so that's really what these courses in the coming days, that's really what it is, to just start that conversation, restructure, recalibrate, and really, really turn our ship around so that we can do something different in order that we can have different experiences. Okay, is that fair enough? All right, so like I mentioned, a lot of us women are out here really thinking that we're doing it right, but we have no clue as to what an actual efficient and healthy relationship looks like. But before we can even get to that, let's talk about what a real man looks like, because you can do all this work and glam yourself up, boss your life up, and do all those amazing things, but if you waste that on the wrong type of man, that's a lot of time, energy, heartbreak, insanity, messed up chakras, all type of stuff, edges falling out, credit jacked up, because you expended all of your worth and all of your value in the wrong situation, because you have very little knowledge of who you are and what your purpose in this world is as a black woman. Okay, so with that being said, in order to know the type of woman that we are innately, we got to know what type of men that are suited for us in order that we fulfill our purpose. There is a statement in the blog that I wrote where I said that as a woman, we were created to nurture and heal. Therefore, it is impossible to live our lives at our fullest potential as a woman without a man. Period. Point blank. Yeah, I said it. Who gonna check me? Okay. So, and what I mean by that, now there was somebody that, which really wasn't even a female. But there was someone that got offended by that statement. Or I won't, let me be fair. I won't say that he got offended, but he did take issue with that statement. But here's the thing. Now, this is not to bash anybody, no matter what your sexual preference is or your sexual orientation. This is not what this discussion is for. And I will never be that chick to have that discussion with you, because that's your thing. However, I will say this. I don't care if you are interested in the same sex. If you desire to have a child, guess what you need? You need something from the man. So whether you're trying to be a mom, whether you're trying to be a wife, obviously, in some cases, if you're trying to be a wife, if you're trying to be a mom, whatever it is that you are trying to do in order that you fulfill your purpose as a woman, you can't do it without a man. Sorry, ladies, you can't. I don't care how strong, independent, powerful, and all these things that you are by yourself, you cannot fulfill your fullest potential without a man. And I'm going to tell you why. We were created to be helpmates. The fact that we're nurturers. Men are not nurturers. We're not I'm a woman. Men are not nurturers, so excuse me, they can't nurture. That's why we're here. Also in the blog, I talk about there being polar opposites for everything. There was a man created, and then there was a woman created. And some would like to say, well, no, the woman was created, and then therefore the man. I'm not here to get into all of that. Study your science and your biology, and you'll get the answer for yourself. But we want to stick to logic, and we want to stick to facts, okay? So yeah, I said it. As without a man, you cannot fulfill your purpose efficiently without a man. Okay? You can argue all up and down all day long, but you'll be arguing with yourself, because I'm standing on that point, and that's what it is. So with that being said, like I said, a lot of us are out here really thinking we got it going on, really thinking our shit is tight, and it's really not. So when we come into the presence of a real man, if we're not together and we don't know who we are, we get it messed up, we get it confused. And so in order that you know what a real man is, here are just a few tips. Now, this is not an absolute. I know there are different perspectives and different opinions and all of that. But the core essence of a man and what makes him a man based on his innate abilities and what he was purposed in this world to be and to do, he has to be a man that is respectful and who honors you as a woman. A man who respects and honors you as a woman respects and honors your position in his life. He respects and honors who you are and the complete essence of who you are. He's aware of it, because a good man knows what he wants. A real man knows what he wants, and he's able to see it because he's disciplined himself and he's taken the time out to really hunt. Because see, men, again, this is something that I mentioned in the blog, men are innately hunters. We, women, we're the prey, if you will. We are the hunted. So it's never okay for a woman to pursue a man. Now, I know a lot of us, new age women may not agree with that, and that's fine. I tried that whole pursue a dude thing, and it didn't work out. You know why? I didn't get my feelings hurt, but and this is because I did my work, because I had gotten my feelings hurt many times before. But I took careful consideration, and I looked within, and I said, okay, knowing the type of woman that I am, and knowing what I deserve, and knowing what my purpose is, what type of man do I need? And so a man that is not pursuing me, we're just not aligned, and that's okay. It doesn't mean he's not good enough for me, and it doesn't mean I'm not good enough for him. We're just not aligned, and that's okay. He's not my husband. But so therefore, a man who knows what he wants, if he senses that in you, he's going to pursue you. Okay? Now, men will pursue you all day long, but again, it has to be the right man. And I want to put emphasis on the word man. We have a lot of males who are not men. Okay? Just like we have a lot of women, we have a lot of female who aren't really women. Okay? You might be a grown girl, but you're not really a whole, full woman. Okay? You got to clear some stuff up first. I've been there. In some areas, I'm still there. I'm not a completed project. I'm still in my journey, so I can be honest and I can be transparent about that. But back to these men, these good men. Number one, he's going to respect and honor you. He doesn't have to say that he loves you. He's going to show it in addition to saying it, okay? So that's number one, that you got a good man. Number two, he's going to spend time with your children even if they aren't his. He recognizes that they are a package deal, okay? Now, I know, again, in 2018, let's call a thing. There are a lot of us who are single women with children, okay? We don't have men. Some of us don't have men. So we already have children from pre-existing relationships, or not pre-existing, but a previous relationship or marriage. And so obviously the kid comes with us, right? So any man who is worth his salt, and if he sees the value in you as a mother, as a wife, as his helpmate, as whatever it is that your purpose is in his life, right? Because you guys kind of get to decide that. He's going to accept your children as part of his, underneath that umbrella of governing, if you will, okay? Number 3, he is going to make love to your soul and your spirit. And what I mean by that is that there's going to be a level of intimacy that is going to be on a spiritual level and not just a physical level. You're going to get to that level before it even becomes physical with a real man. And I know a lot of these women out here, grown girls out here, just throwing that hot box around. He don't want that. He don't want that. A real man doesn't want that. A grown boy, he might be appeased by that. He might get excited about that. But a real man, he's not going to want a lady that doesn't honor herself enough to guard herself and her body, and honor her and respect herself enough to not just give away that valuable and that precious thing. Okay, and that's the feminine energy that we're talking about. There's so much power and abundance and so much divine intelligence and infinite intelligence within our feminine energy. And so when we're just going out, giving of ourselves, our bodies, and all of this just to random people, we're doing ourselves a disservice, and we're really devaluing ourselves. So we're only going to attract men who devalue us as well. Can I get an amen? Can I get some hearts? Can I get some likes? If you're feeling what I'm saying, okay? All right, so the fourth thing that you're going to be able to recognize in a man is his confidence. Now, there is a difference between cockiness and confidence. Cockiness is really insecurity wrapped up cute. Okay? Cockiness is I'm so extra about myself because I'm not only trying to convince the outside world, I'm really trying to convince myself. In actuality, I really don't give I really don't give a damn about the outside world because I'm too busy trying to influence myself that I'm what I say I am, right? And that's only going to go so far. Okay, that's only going to go so far. Now, a confident person, that shines without a person having to say anything. A confident man can just walk in the room, just like a confident woman can just walk in the room and not even utter a word. And all of the attention will go to that person because of the energy. See, confidence is a certain energy and an air that you have about yourself. Okay, so you'll know the difference between a confident man and a cocky man when you become a confident woman as opposed to a cocky woman. Okay, number 5, a real man is going to be a strategist. He's going to be a leader. It is my belief that a man is a provider. He's a protector. He's a leader. That's his rightful role. Just like you have hierarchies in the corporate world. Right? You have a president, CEO. You have the vice presidents. You have directors. You have executives. You have managers. You have supervisors. And then you have the workers. That's a hierarchy. And that hierarchy is in place in order that it provides a structure, in order that there is order so that things can run smoothly and effectively. And so that everyone that's on that team, again, from the vice president from the president to the vice president, all the way down to the workers, they all play a part in that overall vision coming to fruition. It is no different with our homes and our families. It's no different. So if you are a man or a woman, and I'm speaking to the sisters, the women, if you are a woman who has a problem with a man leading, then you got a real big problem. And I say that from a place of love and humility because I struggled with that at one point because I wasn't taught that. And again, if you go back to that blog that I talked about, there's the passage in there that explains why I wasn't taught that. Because my mother wasn't taught that, and her mother wasn't taught that, and so forth and so on. And it has nothing to do, and I'm not speaking disrespectfully in regards to my mom or my grandmother or my great-grandmother or anybody beyond them. But what I am doing is speaking to the actual design that made it possible for that to be passed down through the generations where we wouldn't get those tools. It's all a part of a more grand plan to dismantle the family, the African-American family and the African-American community. Okay, whatever you came into this broadcast with that may not be resonating with you, I invite you to exit, leave it there, and then come back with the open heart and an empty cup. Because my cup used to be so full, and it used to be so full of bullshit, that my life and my experiences began to resemble that same bullshit that I was filled with. So I had to go and empty my cup and refill it with new information. Therefore, when I pour out, everything that's poured into me and into my life is of value, and it is a vibrational match to who I am, because now I know who I am, I know what I am, and I know why I am. And until you can get to that point, you're going to continue to have those same experiences, okay? So, again, back to that point of a man being a leader and a strategist. That is so important, okay? It's just like a game of chess. There's a piece, there's the pawn, there's the rook, there's the knight, there's the bishop, there's the king, there's the queen, right? All of those things are in place, and before the game even starts, everything is in its rightful position, and every position already knows what position it plays. It knows if it moves in an L shape. It knows if it can move diagonally, if it can move front and back, if it can move side to side, or if it can move wherever it damn well pleases. Our life is really just a game of chess. And when we know our position that we play, and when we know the tools that we need to execute our plan in order to bring forth the vision, the overall vision, right? We got to get to that place to know that. When we get there, then we can begin to have breakthroughs. Then we can begin to see healing and growth and development within our families, within our communities, and within this world overall as a people united, okay? So that's my thing on strategist and the man being the leader. Lastly, a real man does not need anything from you. He doesn't need anything from you. He does not need anything from you. What he needs, what he wants from you, if he's the right kind of man, what he wants from you is what he knows that you were created to get, because he's seeing you beyond your physical. He's seeing you beyond your physical outer shell. He's seeing your spirit. He's seeing into you to know that that woman is a vibrational match for me, because I'm looking for a woman that's going to encourage me when I need encouragement. I'm looking for a woman that's going to keep my home and the energy in my home so conducive that when I come in from the world and the war that I'm facing outside, I know that I'm coming to a place of refuge. I know that I'm coming to a place of peace. I know that I'm coming to my sanctuary, my home, where I can come in and I can strip off that strength, and I could be vulnerable with my queen. But a woman who does not recognize her ability to nurture that man and to keep her home and to keep the energy in that home positive, she's gonna miss it. She's gonna miss it, right? And so again, he's not gonna need anything from you, but he's going to want what he knows you have within you, because he's going to know, as a man, I need a helpmate. As a man, I need a nurturer for my children. As a man, I need someone that can keep the home running efficiently. And again, let's be honest and let's be real. This is absolutely 2018. So it's not, listen, I'm a stay-at-home mom, right? I'm a stay-at-home mom. But you know what? I also manage multiple businesses that pay me very well, okay? So it's possible in 2018 to run a business, to manage a household, to take care of the children, to get them over here to this practice, to run them back and forth to school, to go to these meetings, to do all of this, to get the grocery bill paid, to get all the bills paid in the house, to manage your business, to look fly when you're going live. We can do it all. But so often we've been taught, and we feel like, I got to do this, I got to get this set, and then I got to focus on this, and then I got to focus on that over there. We don't have any structure. We don't have any organization. Now, I am also a firm believer in a woman knowing and upping her game and upping her value before she puts herself out there to be attracted. And just because, again, when you know who you are and you know what your purpose as a woman is, you're not going to go forth and allow yourself to be pursued when you know that the things that you were created to do and the things within you that you were given in order that you could fulfill your purpose as a woman, you know that you're insufficient. You know that you've got some deficiencies. Maybe your credit isn't A1. Maybe you're in between careers or companies, or maybe you're not where you want to be financially. Because again, you got to be able to take care of you before you can let a man know that you can help take care of him and his household and his children and his business affairs. Now, I'm not saying you're his personal secretary, because again, a real man honors you and he respects you. So he values that balance that you bring. He values the fact that if she's supporting me, I know that my role as her husband is to protect her, is to provide for her, and is to be a provisionary for her and for our home, and to support her in all of her dreams and her endeavors. Okay, so it shouldn't ever be a tit for tat. It should never be a his way or her way. It should be a balance, and that comes with healthy communication. That comes with you understanding your role as a woman, and that man understanding his role as a man, and being able to come to the table and say, okay, what is our plan? What is the vision? What is our vision? Okay, where do you need me in this role? This is you talking to your man. What do you need me to do as far as this being your vision? Okay, great. And then you in turn can tell your husband what you need from him. Okay, and then that's how we work. That's how we get together, and that's how we build the unity and the structure and the foundation in our families. And I keep using those words, structure and foundation. And the reason I keep using those words, and again, I keep encouraging you to go back to that blog, is because our structure and our foundation has been fucked up since we came into America. You can read that in any history book, any documentary where it talks about us being Europeanized. And again, I don't say that with any disrespect or anything, but I'm speaking specifically to the structural dismantling of the African American family. Okay? We got to get back to the root of the issue in order that we can clean it up and correct it so that we can propel. And then also, if you're parents, that we can teach that information to our children so they have a different way, because we just keep passing down this same bullshit and it keeps getting recycled. It keeps getting recycled. So we have our mothers and our fathers, and then they pass down their stuff to us, and then we pass down that stuff to our children, and then they pass down that stuff to their children. And then we have societies that we're constantly complaining about, but yet no one's trying to do the work to fix it. It takes a community. It takes a village. And we got to get our village together in order that we can grow and do what it is that we need to do. Okay? Excuse me. So, again, he's not going to need anything from you, but he's going to want everything that he knows you're capable of bringing to the table, because he knows what kind of woman he's looking for. So if he's asking to flip your tax money, boo, that ain't the one. He's not the one. Okay? Okay. So, we've been, another point that I want to make is we've been so conditioned to dealing with weak grown boys for so long that we've subconsciously aligned ourselves with that frequency and become that as women. I'm going to sip some tea and clear my throat on that while that marinates. So I'll say that again. We have subconsciously aligned ourselves with the frequency that we've attracted to us when dealing with grown, weak boys, that we have become that as women. So the same things that you're complaining about these grown men, or excuse me, these grown boys, you got to realize what's within me that is attracting that. Because whatever you see in somebody else that you've attracted, that's a mirror. We're here to be mirrors to one another. So if I'm projecting security, I'm hoping that my sister or my brother can see that in me, and then that will be a reflection that they see when they see me, and I'll see that in them as well, because we're vibrationally aligned to be that. And it's that same way with negative things. So if you are attracting an insecure man, you've got to realize and discover the insecure parts of you that attracted that. Because here's the thing, a magnet can attract to something that it is not a magnetic vibration to. I'm going to give you a quick illustration. And this was something I actually learned, not about magnets, but I learned that my letter opener is a magnet. So now of course this is kind of elementary. I think we all kind of know how a magnet works. But this is a metal paper clip. That was a big fail. I promise you this thing is a magnet. I promise you it is. I promise you it is. There we go. There we go. You see that? That's a magnet. So it doesn't matter how far these two magnets are apart. It doesn't matter how far they are apart. When they are close enough in alignment, because they cleared all the middle stuff up, they connect, right? Now my visual was a little jacked up, but you get my point, right? So whatever that you are attracting, whatever it is that you're attracting from someone else that you're not in favor of, you need to trust and believe that it's within you. It's either something that you identify with because it's something that you used to do, so you can identify with it, and then you know how to move around. Or it's something that is currently within you, and now you're in that situation because you can't let that person go, because you're entangled in that now. You're entangled in that energy. Excuse me, please. So it becomes impossible to break that until you change your frequency, until you change your energy. Okay? So again, because of what we've dealt with, we've inhabited some of those characteristics and those traits within ourselves, and now we just got to clean that up. So again, what am I saying? I'm saying to all my sisters, it's time to get our shit together. Okay, so how we get our shit together? I'm glad you asked. What a real man deserves. We're going to get into that now. What a real man deserves. Now, this is how we get it together, ladies. A real man deserves respect. A real man deserves respect. Anybody really deserves respect. But in terms of a real man deserves respect. And what I mean by that, stop handling these men like they are your sons. These men are not your sons. You are not their mother, and it is not your place to raise him. It's not your place to raise a man. It's just not. It's not your place to raise a man. If your man is doing everything like he's supposed to do and you can't respect him, you need to let him go and let a real woman nurture and honor him while you go and get your bearings. And that's it. We're going to go on right on to point 2. Okay? Point 2. A man deserves peace. A man does not want to be nagged. He doesn't want to be bombarded with a million questions because there is no trust. There is no trust. This is where the trust comes into play. When you got to question his every move and where he's at and who he's with and what he's doing and all this stuff. And when you got to go through his phone and check his emails and do all of that foolishness, trust is an issue. And if trust is that big of an issue, the damage is already done. And you need to exit stage left immediately. If you guys aren't compromising and if it's gotten to that point, because if there's something for you to go through all of that, there's either one or two things. You don't respect and honor yourself enough because you put up with that. If there's any cost for you to have to do those things or feel those things, you don't respect yourself enough to know that you don't have to be in a situation where you've got to do that. That's number 1. And number 2 is if he's not even doing anything, but you're bringing in some of that old stuff and those old patterns from your last stuff, you need to clear that energy up and that frequency up before you can enter into a new thing. So again, leave that good man alone and either waste that time to heal on Ray Ray or just be single for a long time. Get your shit together and then come back in the game and then we'll see where we are at then. Sound good? Okay. So yes, a man does not want to be bombarded with questions. He wants to be trusted. He wants to be respected. Remember, a man who respects, honors, and loves you will do so when you're with him or when you aren't. You got to trust that man. Okay? A good man. Number 3, love. This should actually be number 1, but love. We're going to make that our number 3. It can be defined in so many ways. But however you define love, in its purest form, it is what we all desire. It is what we all deserve. And it is really just being concerned about someone outside of you. It's being concerned and understanding their well-being, making sure that you have their well-being in your best interest, especially as a wife. Especially as a wife, because as a wife, you gotta nurture your man. And it's not just come give me a hug, come give me a kiss, and come let me rub your back. It's nurturing his spirit, nurturing his body, nurturing his mind, nurturing his heart. That man comes in from a long day of work or grind or hustle, whatever he's doing, and he's hungry. There should be a meal waiting for him. Whether that meal is on his way being delivered, or if you guys got to go drive and get to the meal because you done made reservations, or because you actually went to the store and you cooked up a nutritious meal. Not a bunch of deep fried stuff, heavy gravy, all that unnatural, unhealthy stuff, but the stuff that is going to nurture him. Fresh fruits, vegetables, things that aren't going to give him diabetes or high cholesterol, right? Things that aren't going to give him cancer, have him going to the bathroom all the time, but fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, water, clean water. Nurture that man, okay? That's how you can, when you can put forth any effort to make sure the person that you're with is living their best lives as their best selves. That's love. If you're willing to invest into a person to see them excel to their highest level, that's love, especially when it's coming from a pure place and an honest place and you're not looking for anything in return. And if you are a good woman, you know that when you build that man up, because you've been a good woman to that good man, he's going to automatically make sure you're taken care of. It's his job. That's his job. You just got to get on your job. Get on your job, okay? Lastly, what a man really desires and appreciates is an asset. An investment. A man who is wise knows the difference between an asset and a liability. And I'm going to let that marinate and I'm going to sip some tea on that as well. Let me get this big old spoon out of my way. Excuse me for a moment, guys. So yeah, you got to make sure that you are an asset and an investment and not a liability. An investment, you're looking for a return on your investment, right? When you invest in something, you want a return. So if a man if he's investing time, energy, love, honor, respect, if he's providing for you and your children, if he bought you a home or a house and you made it a home, if he brought you food and you made it a meal, those are his investments, and those are the things that he is expecting as a return on his investment. So, if you have a man who desires to be a millionaire and you aren't money savvy, then you don't want a millionaire husband. If you are a woman who is wanting a man who is physically fit, but yet you eat poorly and you don't go to the gym, you don't want a healthy man. If you are a woman who is insecure and unsure of herself and double-minded and inconsistent, you're going to get that in your man. He's not going to want that. A good man is not going to want that. A real man isn't going to want that. So you got to date at your level. Know where you are. And if what you're dating, if the level that you're dating at is not the level that you desire to marry at, then just stop dating. Because when you become exactly who and what you need to be, you will attract the perfect mate for you. And you will attract him, but he'll pursue you. There's a difference. You don't have to attract in order to, you can attract without pursuing as women, because again, we're not the pursuers, right? You can attract without pursuing. And how you attract from your energy. Like I use this example with this magnet. You can attract just based on your vibrational energy. Can y'all see that? You can attract based on your vibrational energy or your frequency. So become a vibrational match to what you want. If you want a man that's wealthy, become wealthy. If you want a man who is secure in himself, become secure in yourself. Get your self-esteem up. If you want a man who is confident and who is able to take care of himself, take care of you. Be a woman that can take care of herself. Be a woman that wants a man but doesn't need a man. I know that's this cliche independent diva speech that's going around, and that's fine. But I'm independent as they come. But I still want a man. I still want a man. I desire a man. You know why I desire a man? Because I know there's a man desiring me. And I know that my role in this world is to nurture. Who am I nurturing? Right now, I'm nurturing you all. This is where I am in this season. As I'm building, as I'm growing, as I'm learning, and I'm enhancing my value, I get to share that with all of you. And at the appointed time, and see, now I'm not biblical or religious by any means, but for those of you who are, and that's fine, there is we talk about Ruth and Boaz. Boaz found her ass while she was working. She was working. So don't sit idly waiting for somebody to discover you and all your awesomeness and fabulosity. No, you get busy working. You get busy working on that credit. You get busy building multiple streams of income. You get busy building your brand. You get busy getting that education that you've been putting off, getting those degrees that you've been putting off. You get busy getting in tune and getting in line with your children. If you are a single parent, get in line. Because when you have a husband, even for the men, get in line. Because when you get a woman, that's a whole different type of energy that's going to be extracted from you. So get all your stuff together around you. Get all your stuff together around you. Okay? So guys, that kind of concludes that part of the course. I do want to open this up to for questions, and I'll answer your questions. But as you guys are kind of coming in and making your comments or thinking about what it is that you want to contribute, I do have a few special announcements that I want to make. So the first announcement is that, as I mentioned before, this is one of 3 free courses that I'm going to be offering. Today's the first class, tomorrow will be the second class, and then on Sunday, as planned, that'll be our 3rd class, and we'll wrap that up. Okay? So, and then we're going to keep having the discussion, because really what this is really a call to action to all of my sisters. It's a call to action, like I said, to let's focus on us. Stop giving these men a hard time. Stop not having your stuff together, and then you going out and you ruining these men. And again, I'm going to get to the guys. Don't think y'all off the hook. But right now, I'm talking to the sisters, because here's why. I'm talking to us women, because when you get yourself together, then you can correct what isn't correct. And you'll be able to do so efficiently because you've cleared all of the stuff that isn't in alignment with the correction, like the ego or, all the stuff that causes you to want to check somebody, as opposed to correcting from a space of love. No man, again, a man does not want to nag. And too many times we try to correct these men from a place of deficiency, from a place of bitterness, from a place of anger. And sometimes the men that we're correcting have nothing to do with the men who we really need to correct. We need to go back and correct Ray, right? Because he's the one that jacked us up, right? So when you can get you together, you will have a man's ear because your approach, your tone, your value, what you're saying, the words that you're speaking, they will be able to speak to him from a higher place and reach him in a deeper place. You can speak from a higher place in order to reach him in a deeper place where your words are going to convict him. And he's going to be able to receive that nurturing because it's going to be something foreign to him. It's going to be something foreign to him, but it's going to feel pure. Remember, it's a feeling. This is where the intimacy and the spirituality comes in. It has nothing to do with the physical. Now, it don't help if you're fine. But a right woman or the right woman, a real woman, she's going to know how to correct from a place of love, from a place of nurturing, from a place of healing, because again, that's who we are innately. But in order that we can heal our men, we got to heal ourselves. We have to heal ourselves. So with that being said, there is actually a course that I have put together for you all entitled The Essence of a Woman. Guys, this course is by far one of the biggest. It is the biggest course that I've done. Now, I haven't done too many public broadcasts or courses or things like that, but I do have a community of individuals that I work with, some one-on-one, some in groups, and then also outside of social media. All of my business is not on social media. A bulk of it is, and that's usually the introduction, but there's so much coaching and things that I do in consulting that I do outside of social media. And so this is one, like I said, this is the biggest course that I've actually done on this public platform. And I think the passion behind it is what really has me confident about it the way that I am, because I know that there's a need. There is a need in our community. There's a need in our home, and we gotta clean up our stuff. We gotta clean up our stuff. So that course it's a 21-day course. Now I have to be honest, because this is such an impactful course and because it is so intensive and there's a lot of work to do, there's a small select few that I'm able to work with. So for the first 20 women that sign up, you'll be able to get that course at a discounted rate. And you're also going to get, with that, for those first 20 women that sign up, you're also going to get a free autographed copy of my new book, Power. Can you all see that? My lights are pretty bright in here. But you're also going to be able to get your free, or not, well, it'll be free for you, but it'll be your very own autographed copy of Power. Now, as I talked about this course, again, this week for this, our 3-day course here, this is free. And this will be here on this platform. So I'll be going live at various times. So today I got a little bit of a later start, but on the weekend I'm probably going to do a little bit of an early start, but they will be up for a limited time only for you to be able to view them and watch the replay. So I'll keep these up for a few more days, this video and then the videos to come. But the 21-day course is not going to be a public and a live thing. It's actually going to be in a small group, in a private group that I've set up for the members as they sign up. So again, you're going to get a free membership to the group. You're going to get a free signed copy of Power, my newest book, Power. And then you're also going to get this lovely little thing here, a workbook in which you're going to, I know it's backwards, guys, but you can see that, the essence of a woman. Okay, so it's kind of going to piggyback off of everything that we've discussed tonight. But those details will be following shortly after this live broadcast. So again, with that being said, are there any questions now before I continue? I've got a few more announcements. No? Okay, great. So the biggest announcement, well, that was a big announcement too, but the other big announcement is that TMJ Media has officially reached 18,000 followers. That is absolutely bananas and amazing, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Guys, this journey started for me a few short years ago, and I had all types of visions and dreams and things that I wanted to do, and I just had all these ideas just scattered around my office, and there was no order. There was no structure and order to it. And so once I finally got disciplined and I got focused and I started understanding marketing and strategy and all this stuff, it's showing up. And I'm so grateful for that, because I know for me, that's just evidence of what's to come, and to let me know that I am on course and I'm on the right track, and that everything that I set out to do, everything that was ever spoken over me and the work that I will be doing is being done. So I'm so appreciative for every 18,000 plus of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you. And I'm saying we can double that in 2 months. Let's do it. So if you're with me and you're on that, definitely let's get that done, and let's continue to stay connected, continue to follow me. Of course, I'm on Facebook, I'm on social media, as far as YouTube and Instagram, so be sure to follow me on those avenues. And also, after this live broadcast ends in a few moments, you're going to want to stay close to this page, because there's going to be the announcement and the link for the registration. Again, it is first come, first serve, and there's only room for 20 women. And once those 20 women, once that slot is filled, it is done. So you got 24 hours to sign up for this course, okay? It's going to go fast. I know it is. I absolutely know it is. So there's that. Are there any questions, concerns before I end this? Nobody? Nothing? All right. Well, guys, again, I appreciate you viewing. I hope that you got some very valuable nuggets. Again, if you're watching me live or if you're watching the replay, still share this video, comment your name and where you're viewing from, and please be reminded to join me tomorrow. I will post the time sometime tomorrow as to when I'll be going live, but I would love to have you join me and to finish this discussion. I'm hoping for a little bit more interaction tomorrow, so bring your notes, come with it, and let's have the conversation. Let's do the work, let's do the healing, and let's get it done. I love you. I appreciate you all, and thank you so much for watching. Good night.